Yo, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. I've got 3 different MIDI files that I've downloaded from various corners of the internet, and I'm going to try and learn them on guitar. So for a little bit of background, I'm a guitar player at heart, but I'm predominantly a composer, and I tend to compose a lot of my music actually away from the guitar, which is kind of more like video game inspired sort of jazz fusion style music. So apart from recording guitar parts, I also compose all the other instruments in my music with MIDI. And if you're a little foggy on what MIDI is, it's essentially a method of sending musical data to a synthesizer, or in sort of more in the modern day, sending it to like a virtual instrument, like a virtual drums or bass or whatever. So one of the things I spend a lot of time doing is taking the parts that I write in the MIDI domain and then learning them on the guitar. So this way of writing music gives me a lot of freedom as a composer, rather than just as a guitar player where I'm sort of stuck with, my current ability to play things, or my fretboard knowledge or whatever I've sort of baked into my muscle memory. So the 3 MIDI files that I picked don't actually have guitar in them originally, and they're very different in their own way. So the MIDI files themselves are very dense and they have a lot of notes in them. It's going to be my job to try find a way to make them as playable as possible on guitar. So let's get on with it. So yeah, this tune is called Leviathan, and it's actually from a game called Nostalgia 2, which is kind of like a piano style rhythm game. So I'm going to try learn probably about the first minute of it or so. All right, so let's give it a listen. Alright, so let's just try to learn this piece by piece. So to begin with, I might just slow it down a little bit, just so it's a little bit easier to play back and listen to the notes individually. Start on an E. Okay, and there's also an octave. I might skip out on the octave. I think I might just play just that. G, and then that's a B flat into a B. B flat B, yeah. C sharp, and then a D. So G, B flat, B, and then E flat, A flat, E flat, and then an A up there. So yeah, if I play it at this speed with that exact fingering, that would just not work. So I think instead of going to this part of the fretboard, I might try to move the notes up here. Yeah, those 2 notes. Put those up here instead. So instead of going, I might do a little pivot there. Yeah, F sharp, G, B flat to B, E flat to A flat, and then up to another E flat. So that's nice and easy. Now, I think that's an A on the top. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to reach that. If I tap it, I can, but at the speed, I don't think it's viable. I might grab that A instead. Okay, let me just try it. Okay, yep, sweet. I'll put a pin in that for now. Let's move on to this part. Okay, so this monstrosity. Yeah, so that's sounds like an augmented chord. Yeah, so there's the triad. So it's like, got an E on top. So I think I might just do that chord instead. These notes in the middle do sound pretty crunchy, but don't have enough fingers to play all those notes. So I might just take that and that, put that down the octave. So C sharp to A, to G to A. Yeah, so, because that's now in the range of my chord. That, ooh, that's a nice chord. It's like a kind of like an E flat Lydian chord. E flat, I'll skip the G note. Otherwise I'd have to do that, and that's just a nightmare. But that would be the full chord. Maybe put the D up here. So now it's nice and convenient. Okay, and then this line. F down to E flat, yeah. Goes up a whole tone there. Yeah, so that's the same as the first chord, isn't it? Yeah, pretty much. I'll just do that again. Let's try it. Alright, awesome. Work out what this line is. It's on a G. Goes up. Yeah, it goes up to A, and then up an octave to G. So And just judging on the spacing of the note, it goes down by 1. So just like that. The C, A, like that. So what's the next note? E flat. And I might put that E flat here instead, so. And then I might use that fingering, because then I can sneak in my third finger there. E flat, D, D flat. So now I've got those 3 fingers free. D, and then E flat. Instead of the pinky, I might go back to there. Okay, cool. Now let's try to piece all that together. So let's move on to this part here. Judging from just the visual of the MIDI, looks like the same thing as the intro. One way to know for sure is if we copy this, and then if we overlap it, yep, exactly the same. So based on the first pattern, the first one starts on E, this one starts on F sharp. So everything will just move up 2 frets. Let's check it. Yep, absolutely perfect. This part, that just sounds like that chord again. Yeah, that note is up there. The only problem with this one though is that before we had like this tiny little gap in here, quickly goes into that chord without any rest. So I don't think I'll be able to get to that chord in time, so I might try to revoice it. Go up, maybe up to there. And I might actually just take that finger out and maybe I could just keep it like that. Maybe like that. Because I'll be playing with the MIDI, so all those other notes will still be in there. So I'll be basically just implying, you know, like that augmented kind of voicing. That next note is a B, which is there. So I might go, and then I'll bring back that F and then combine it with the B. Because that all kind of operates under that augmented sort of tonality. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Okay, cool. Now this next part, F, A, B, and then C sharp. E. Yep, and then A, and then B again, and then C sharp. Again, a re-inversion of this chord again. Could maybe do that. Grab that F note there. What's that note at the top? E. Even have C is there. C sharp there as well. Kind of like, yeah. So I might actually, because of the speed of it, I might just take that note off. I might go, and then the next part I think is just the same thing, but it's just up the octave. Yeah. Now I gotta try and play all this at once. Now, this part, B, kind of like B major, it's got the sharp 11 there. Now this part, I don't know if I can do that, because at speed, that's just ridiculous. It's like falling downstairs or something. I mean, effectively, it's just octaves, so up here, I think. Could also do it tapped, like, don't have an E flat below that F sharp, so I'd have to move that up. I think it's B to B flat again. Yeah. And then so much jumping around there. So that's how it would be done. I think I might just skip it for now. I might just play that chord. Divs, and that's an E flat. Yeah, just grab that chord again, so, and then that part, Yeah. Yeah, and then that major triad. What is it, a B? B major? Yeah. Like a... Yeah. Okay, I think I can do that, yeah. Something like that, yep. So now we've kind of escaped this kind of techier section that we had before, and we're sort of getting into a little bit more of a melodic part. So I might just take the top line for all of this, and I might try to add in some double stops when I can. Sounds like there's just a lot of triads in there. So harmonically, it's just like E pedal, and then it's going up to like an F sharp triad on top of the E pedal. Melody. And then that's just walking up, I think. Yeah, so. Yeah, so. Goes down a minor third, it looks like. Yeah, so. I might play the B flat in there as well. And after that, we go up to F sharp, to G sharp, so similar sort of thing, kind of more of like a Lydian sort of thing now. Also got some thirds underneath all those chords, so could also do that. Yeah, D flat, and then down to B flat. Awesome, and then this part, I want to sort of do that down the octave because I'm just looking at the range of this and it's going up pretty high, so I want to try to keep things contained. I don't want to go too far up the fretboard. Cool. And up to G the octave, kind of descends there, but then it also goes up to that D again, so maybe like moving up, A, and then an A on top, I think. Yep, so it'd be something like so. And what do we got? B, D. I could do. It's kind of awkward. I might just keep it as two note per string. Something like that. Sounds like they just move chromatically. Yeah. And that. It's just a triad descending part. Yeah. Now let's keep going. Oh God, okay. So that sounds like an A flat, major 7. It's also got D, so it's like a sharp 11. What's on top? Yeah, so major 7's on top. That's gonna be a bit hard to grab there. I might just do that instead. Yeah, again, that's a pretty crazy voicing. So again, like a major. It's got some crunchy stuff going on in there. I think I might go and then grab that sharp 11 on top with the G. Might do that. Now I've got this crazy line. I might do it down the octave, so I might go down there. C sharp. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing. So that's effectively what it is. I might actually take that up to here instead. Just so I can maybe match the register of that top note. Let me just try it. And then a nice little C pedal there. Kind of like a Lydian sort of thing, because it's like C on the bottom. Triads cascading over the top of that, they inflex kind of like a Lydian sort of thing, very similar to what was happening earlier. There's no convenient way of doing something like that, so I might just maybe grab some triad and inversions. and that'll just kind of take me over the top of that. It keeps in the spirit of what's going on in that section. Yeah, let's stick with that for now. I need a little bit of time for my brain to process all that stuff and to remember all those fingerings and patterns and everything. So I might just spend a little bit of time practicing that, and then we'll do a full run through. So this MIDI file was actually made as a demo for the Roland Sound Canvas, which is one of the early 90s sound modules. Now I don't actually have a sound canvas, but I do have one of these bad boys, which is the JV1010. This is essentially what this MIDI file was created for something similar to this. So this MIDI file is a little bit different. This one is a multi-track MIDI file. So if I just open this up a little bit, you can sort of see every instrument in this tune is presented in sort of one form. So you're basically seeing visual representation of every note that's happening in the song. All right, so let's give it a listen through. TV static. So you can see, the composer was trying to demonstrate, all of its capabilities and styles of music it can create. And then we're off. So yeah, it's really, really funky, super, super cool. Kind of one of the reasons why I picked it. I'm actually using the Roland Sound Canvas plugin on this MIDI file, which I've got here. All the instruments here, all of the parts on here are combined into sort of like one MIDI file. That's all been sent through different channels through this plugin here. So you've got like electric piano, the slap bass, square wave, hit play. And then that's the whirly keyboard. Classic slap bass one. File itself, I can actually go through and I can make certain parts visible. That's the keyboard, and then that's the bass part. Channel 10 is always the drums, so there's the drums there. So what I might do with this one is I might just stick to the core funky parts and I'll just try to learn those. So the first bit is, what is that? Yeah, so it's basically just up a C minor scale, but starting on B. All right. Now for this part, there's no kind of melodic stuff happening, so I might learn the keyboard part. Yeah, so cool. Lots of crunchy chords. Jeez, might just take that part. Yeah, it gets across the same idea, so it's just kind of like a 13. Very clustery. Yeah, so maybe like... And then that cool little run there. Yeah, and then it just goes down chromatically. Just a blues thing. And that just sounds like classic kind of blues guitar stuff. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then we go to there. Yeah. Let's do that. What is that? What is this chord? Another augmented chord. Seems like a trend today. Yeah, like an augmented major 7. So I can maybe go like... It's like another little embellishment. And And then that's that same thing from earlier. B flat and C. Yeah, cool. Now all together. Yeah, good enough. Now we move on to the, I guess, the head. Okay, channel 7 seems to be the trumpet, yeah. Okay, so judging on the rest of it, I might do that in kind of the middle range, because I might actually do this part with a bit of distortion. Grace note into that G note, and then it just goes to C, B flat, and G, yeah. Yeah. And then da-da. Okay, cool. It's cool little. So it goes up fourths there, I think. C, B, B flat. Yep. A. Yeah, so. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I prefer the sound of it picked. And then this part, G flat. Okay, another augmented. That's A to G, yeah, so. And then I think that just goes down a triad there. Same thing. And then, yeah, cool. So. And then this. Ooh, so much chromaticism. That sounds like just a triad. F sharp dominant. And then you've got E flat, E natural. Could go there. And then it just goes down again. I might go up there instead because it comes straight back down. Because then that next part goes to D flat, enclosing to C, yeah. So I guess, yeah, a really cool line. Yeah, because you've got that sort of sidestepping between kind of C mixolydian half whole sort of thing, but then with like F sharp.
Tonal centers, they gotta be aligned, and then when you flip it on them in the tritones, then you can reverse the polarity on them.
After that, I'll just keep it down the octave for now. Oh god, I love the portamento. Yeah, just up a C minor scale. Yeah. Yeah, awesome. All right, let's see if we can play all that together. And I heard in the, sounds like it's a saxophone. Yeah, I might actually learn that saxophone line because that trumpet line kind of lasts for a long time there. It's just a sequence. Yeah. Make it a bit slower. Okay. Yeah, and that just goes down the scale there. Oh, it skips that note, it goes straight to F, so yeah. Yeah, awesome. The next part is the trumpet solo, so I might just learn this trumpet solo. There's not really much else interesting apart from the rhythm section happening there. Let's see what's happening. Okay, awesome. Very staccato. Yeah, it's pretty easy. God damn, that's such a cool line. Just looking at the shape, generally for stuff like this, I'd prefer to do it up a little bit higher. If I start on a lower string, that means I can just kind of keep going up this way. I don't have to position shift. Straight underneath. Little bluesy thing. So, and then what's that? G, F, G again, and then A flat, B flat, B, A flat, and then D flat. Okay, that's a lot to remember there. Very odd line. Instead of going to there, I might go to there. And then a whole half thing there. Yep, so another crazy line here. Jesus, okay. Slow it down. Okay, so that's... And it has that same thing from earlier. Then it goes up. B flat, D, F, E, A to C. And then it goes down chromatically, and it doubles that note. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Okay. Yeah, so after it goes down, it hits that note again, and then it goes down chromatically again. And then, yeah, so I might just switch the strings there. Ends on a B flat. And then... Oh, okay. And then A flat, and then what's that note? Yeah, D flat. Now, I've just got to remember all this. It's becoming so overwhelming. Just going to try it with the track. Yeah, D. Oh my god. That's so Final Fantasy. Sounds like it's yeah. Oh. Oh, okay. And then pentatonic. So, and then there's that extra note down there. Yeah, alright. Now, what is this? I mean, it sounds like a scale. Yeah, it's just like a Locrian scale. But it has that chromatic note on the end, and then it blows on that C. Yeah. Yeah, so... Now we've got another crazy chromatic line. And then it just fades away. E. Yep, little pattern. B flat. B, yeah, so. Yeah. And then it's chromatic from B, is it? Yeah. F. And then same chromatic line from earlier. It grabs that D flat, B flat, and G flat, okay. Twice. And then back up to the B flat. Yeah, A to G to A. Yeah, that's wild. Alright, so I think that's pretty much the whole thing there. It just becomes TV static once it gets to there. Now I've got all that down, I'm going to try and practice this a little bit, get it up to speed, and then we'll do a full run through of it.
Are you ready?
So I've also got the MIDI file for this monstrosity of a song called Chaos Q, which is such a fitting name. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to learn this because it's just going to take way too long to do, and I will not be able to do it in a single sitting. This will probably take me a couple of weeks to get under my fingers. And even then, it's just so fast. I feel like it is kind of stepping outside of my actual ability on the instrument. So to make this a little bit more interesting, I'm willing to make a bet. If this video hits 2K likes, then I'll give it a go. I'll try to learn to the best of my ability all of the main parts of the song. All the way to the end, and I'll probably do maybe a part 2 to this video. So if you want to see me do it, then hit the like button. So thanks for watching. This has been a video I've been wanting to do for a long time, so I'm glad I was able to push through and finally get it out there. If you do want to see more of this type of stuff, I also have a masterclass which I put out a couple of months back, detailing how I sort of compose in MIDI and then putting it onto the guitar and then all the mixing side, and basically whole masterclass on how I write music. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.